Hi there, YouTube. This is the Magnus, bringing you another Total War Warhammer online ladder battle. This time I've been playing with the greenskins a good bit today, so I brought them, and my opponent chose to bring Chaos. So let's take a look at my build. I have 4 Black Orcs in the center, then 1 Nasty Skulker on each side, and then I have 1 Orc Biggin on this side, and I overloaded on Biggins on the left with 3 over here. Usually I go 2 and 2, but I just felt like getting cute, I guess. Up here, Vanguard deployed. I have 2 Squig Herd, just barely in the forest because the line was like right here for deployment. And as far as the leadership crew, I've got a Night Goblin Shaman, 2 Goblin Big Bosses, and the Night Goblin War Boss. My opponent went with, looks like, 3 Chaos Warriors with great weapons, 2 Chaos Warriors with halberds. He has 2 Aspiring Champions and 2 Forsaken, or I'm sorry, 3 Forsaken. Chaos Lord, Sorcerer of Fire, and a Feral Manticore. And then he also deployed in the same area, Vanguard, his Chaos Warhounds. So for the time being, I do not see this, and he does not see that. So we don't know each other or are right there in the same neck of the woods. So let's go ahead and see how this plays. Now, I tried a couple of different greenskin builds, and the one thing I was really struggling with was getting wins and good trades with the Orc Boarboy Biggins. I know they're good, but just wasn't getting good trades. So you'll see him infantry heavy here. So I spot his Chaos Warhounds, which means he could see me. But maybe he didn't pay attention to the notification or whatnot, so I get the charge on him, 2-on-1, and the Warhounds are not going to last long in that situation, so they're going to go ahead and flee. In the meantime, both of our armies are moving to meet each other, and I'm kind of keeping my hero and Lord crew here safely together in the center, because flyers swooping in could be a very real possibility. So as I knock the Warhounds out, I see his flyers headed that way. So I'm going to go back to where I started and hide up here. If he gives pursuit, the thought being to come back out, because they are pretty quick. But they already did something pretty cool for me, so I'm happy with that. He tries to use his Chaos Lord on his dragon here, but against Biggins, it's not really going too hot for him, so he pulls out. Our infantry lines begin to meet. Black Orcs are very, very tough, so I know this center where I'm overloading it with 3 of them. I'm putting 1 into the right here. Now, I know the center is going to be good. The left and right flank I'm not sure about, but I'm okay. As long as I win that center, it should be in good shape. So he does start to look for me, so I have to pull the Squig Herd out, and then I'm going to try to get them back, to where everybody else is at, so they're a lot more safe instead of being out on their own now that their location has been revealed and he has these flyers. So you can see he's got a Manticore here chasing them. The Squigs are just hopping their butts off trying to get away. They're quick, but they're not as quick as the Manticore. But the Manticore, he's going to be doing the flying and stuff like that. But oh, look at that. Just chewed that poor little guy up. Over here, he brings down his Chaos Lord into this fight. I'm going to take some stabs at him with the Orc Biggins, but I got to keep the Black Orcs committed to the infantry fight, or I'll find myself in trouble pretty quickly. So these guys are still getting chased by Manticores. You can see little dead bodies along the way. But now they're going to get into some infantry. They're going to be happy again. These Forsaken get absolutely, spanked out of existence there. Made a quick meal, and now his sorcerer's in a pretty difficult situation, precarious situation. That's the words I was looking for. The center's going well as expected. The left's going fine. My nasty skulkers keep retreating, but they keep coming back, so I'm kind of okay with it. His Lord is doing quite a good deal over here, but I'm going to go ahead and chuck down Itchy Nuisance. That's not going to help him out at all. Of course, he has Cascading Fire Cloak, so kind of nullify each other, I imagine, in some ways. And yeah, here in the center, it's just going way, way in my favor. He's running out of men very quickly. What he has is wavered, dazed, and confused. I've got my squigs back here hunting down stragglers and would-be returners. So these Chaos Warriors are not going to dig that. And then I'm going to bring them into the back of his halberds here. Because they've been holding up for way too long against these Black Orcs, and the attack from the rear by the squigs is enough to get them wandering off. He fires a fireball there into the crowd, trying to knock out the Night Goblin Shaman, it appeared. That didn't work out. He did good damage to him though, but you can see his right broke entirely. He's got men that have completely fled the field and won't return, and so now I just start pushing everything over here. Going to try to get rid of his lord, thinking, you know, with how many units have broken or running, this will win me the fight. I'm doing everything I can to try to keep him pinned. Earlier I used the Nasty Skulkers, what the heck's the name of that ability? The one where they have like a gas thing that reduces your speed and acceleration or something like that by 75%. But this time they didn't have it. It hadn't recharged, and these guys were too far away. So he gets up in the air and recovers completely. So we're just beating on the one aspiring champion that's decided to stick around, and then he lands again. So we're gonna go after the Chaos Lord. With the balance bar the way it is, I think you guys know how this is gonna go. We just keep trying to kill his Lord. He keeps trying to pull out. He gets away. So then we work on the other units, and then he comes in one last time, and it's just way too much. And we get a win for the Greenskins over Chaos. Greenskins are definitely my least, or one of my least, played factions. Not because I don't like them. I somehow I never seem to get around to it. I like their playstyle. I like how aggressive they are. I like the flavor. I like the lore. Everything about them is really cool. So I've been enjoying playing with them as of late. So let's look at the tail of the tape. The Nasty Skulkers did alright. They were kind of disappointing. I was hoping, since we were winning so much, that was going to keep them in the fight. That they stick around when they're winning, and they run when they're losing. It just didn't work out that way. The Orc Biggins did fine. Considering we fought a small, powerful army. The Black Orcs did exactly what you expect. They stuck around and they killed a lot of people. The Squig Herd were quite successful, and I was happy with how the leadership group performed, especially for how darn cheap they are. This Night Goblin War Boss and these three heroes together, I don't even think it adds up to 2,000, or maybe a little bit over that. It's just crazy how cheap you can get a leadership crew if you go all Goblin. And they're not bad. I mean, Goblin Big Bosses are quite good. The Night Goblin Shaman has a great buff and debuff. And the Night Goblin War Boss is not that much worse than an Orc War Boss, and he's a heck of a lot cheaper. So I like them quite a bit. Looking at my opponent's army, who of course I want to say good game to. I enjoyed it a lot. His Chaos Warriors with great weapons got mixed results, depending on who they were facing. I imagine the Forsaken were pretty underwhelming. They're supposed to rack up a bunch of kills and then die, but they didn't quite get so many. The Aspiring Champions did alright. The Chaos Warriors with halberds did not get kills, but they were definitely the hardest to crack out of his army. The Chaos Warhounds got it put on them before they even knew what happened. And the Flying Crew did fine, especially his Chaos Lord, racking up 75 kills. So anyways, if you learned something, if you just had fun watching it or listening to me talk, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It helps a lot, and I do appreciate it. A couple of things I just wanted to mention is, one, we have over 400 subscribers now, which is cool. 420 last I checked. That's awesome. We're getting very close to 500, and we'll definitely do something cool when we get to 500. The other thing is I forgot, just like I knew I would, to record my 600th win. So I have over 600 wins on the ladder now, which is pretty darn awesome. What about my ranking? it keeps going back and forth, which anybody at, you know, higher on the leaderboard, as high as me or even higher, is going to tell you that, like, I'll start the day at 210 or 220 or something like that. I'll fight my way up with a bunch of wins to like 183 or 179, something like that, and then I'll lose to somebody who's not very highly ranked, I suppose, and I'll fall all the way back down to 220, 230, and it wipes out like a couple hours of play. So that's unfortunate, but we're exactly ranked 200 right now, and we have 615 wins. Anyways, so I hope you had fun. It was good talking to you guys. Until the next time, this is the Magnus, and I'll see you on the ladder.